Hello, I'm John Davis, and in this video I'm going to tell you why I've just splashed the cash, upgraded my WordPress web hosting and moved over to WPX in order to take my blogging to the next level. So before I spill the beans, something you should be aware of are all the different deciding factors and decision points when choosing the best web hosting for WordPress. I guarantee when you start looking for the best web hosting for WordPress, you're going to find lots of biased reviews and fanatical opinions. Bloggers generally take their web hosting very, very seriously. It creates almost a tribal culture of who's the best provider. So in this video, I'm not going to ram it down your neck that WPX is the bestest because I don't know yet. I've only just moved to them. What I am going to do is I'm going to share some of the thoughts and feelings and why I've moved my stuff over to WPX. So first of all, let's talk about ambition. Now, I'm not brand new to blogging, but equally, I wouldn't say I was a vastly experienced blogger either. I'd say that I'm somewhere in the middle. I've got several blogs myself, and I understand a lot of the technical aspects like WordPress, DNS, plugins, caching, page builders, but I'm definitely not a prolific writer and I've got a long way to go. I've not cracked a full-time income out of blogging like a lot of the people that I know. So how does WPX fit into this? Well, for me, it's almost like a personal statement. I spoke to a lot of the bloggers that I know that are creating full-time income. They don't go and work for the man, they literally make their money through blogging. I spoke to them and I asked what hosting they were using and why, and I would say 8 out of 10 of these prolific bloggers came back to me and said, I'm using WPX, and they gave me a list of reasons why. So if you're like me and you don't like to spend money, then this bit's going to be difficult. But one thing I've learned over the last year is to follow success. Look at what successful people are doing and follow that. And the people that I know that are successful with blogging, they're not scrimping around trying to save $20, $30, $40. They're going for the best tools to help their business. And WPX is one of the best tools to help your business. That is one of the reasons why I chose them. Sometimes we just need that skin in the game. We need to put our hand in our pockets, get some money out, and it'll make us work that little bit harder for our investment. Secondly, let's talk speed. Now, I'm not going to go uber technical with any of this video. I'm not going to jump in and do a deep dive on the technical reasons why you should move over. All I know is that when I first set up my blogs, I went for a really cheap UK-based hosting provider. The customer service has been really good. I've no complaints that way. But if anyone tries to open one of my blogs from America, Australia, then it is awful. It is so slow. And that's one of the reasons that I know that I need to upgrade it. Google have said as much about speed of your blog. We know that it's a ranking factor. We know the importance. You're going to get less conversions. You're going to get lower search rankings. You're going to get an increased bounce rate if your website is so slow. People don't have the patience. Chances are 90% of people that started watching this video have already turned off because I've not changed their life in 3.2 seconds. So how is your website going to be any different? Make your website fast. There's loads of different ways of doing that with its plugins, but ultimately a good hosting provider is going to be a massive help. Renowned internet marketer Matthew Woodward has done a huge case study. He went away and he did lots of technical tests on 12 of the biggest WordPress hosts, and it turned out that WPX was crowned the fastest of them all. So if speed rules, then WPX has got to be near the top of your list. Let's talk about support. Let's face it, we all need a bit of help every now and then. Whether it's clicking on the live chat or sending your emails in, sometimes, especially with these areas that we're not used to doing day in, day out, then we need a little bit of guidance, a little bit of support. Now, WPX comes with a cracking reputation and I've tested it myself. The first thing that I did, one of my blogs, I've actually using 2 hosting providers. One of my blogs is due to expire in about 3 days. So I signed up for WPX, I logged in. The first thing I did was click on live chat and just say, look, I need to migrate one of my sites. Do I need to migrate all of them at once or can I just do one, test it and then come back for the others? Now, I'm not being cynical, but I was a little bit afraid of moving all of my blogs in one go. So I just wanted to do the one that was used the least first. Clicked on live chat, connected straight away to someone called Lucho. Lucho came back, told me all the answers that I needed. It was so simple. Literally, within about 90 minutes, my site was migrated, done, and there was no problems whatsoever. It couldn't have been easier. Now, I'll go back to this in a moment, so keep watching because there is quite an important aspect of why I chose WPX. But yeah, support was fast, helpful, and efficient. Thumbs up. Let's talk about cost. Now, WPX is not the cheapest hosting provider. It's equally not the most expensive. One thing that they don't do is they don't heavily discount the introductory fee. So a lot of them, like SiteGround and Bluehost and various others, they'll heavily discount your sign-up fee because they know that chances are you are not going to bother moving. You'll look at it and you'll think, oh God, that sounds way too technical. I'm going to just pay the bill and stay with them for as long as I've got that blog. So year 2 comes around, or year 3, depending on how long you signed up for, and you're going to get a hefty bill. Now, WPX don't do any of that. They don't discount. It is pretty much a flat fee. So you go in and they're going to charge you the full whack from day one. This puts a lot of people off, and this is why it shouldn't. WPX includes some quite premium features. So we basically want as much as we can possibly get for the smallest price, and there's always a trade-off. Whether it's you don't get the full feature set, so you don't get the same security considerations, the lightning fast support, or it could be that you're not getting regular backups, or there's slow infrastructure involved, or it could be that you do get all of that, but you've got to pay a lot of money. WPX are nicely in the middle. They've got some absolutely brilliant features, and they don't charge top end. Yes, for your standard blogger that just wants to get started and signed up today, you're going to have to pay a bit more. But at some point, if you're going to take it seriously, treat it like a business, and hopefully create additional income streams through your blogging, then maybe you just pay that from the off. It's entirely up to you. But this is the reasons why I moved. So I've done the cheap hosting. I've got into blogging. I enjoy blogging. I find it quite therapeutic and enjoyable. Now I want to take it to the next level. Now I want my sites to be ranking higher, performing better, and being a better all-round experience for anyone that clicks on them. So cost-wise, it's not cost me the earth. I've got 5 blogs there, and it's costing me about $250 for the year. So $50 per blog, and I know at least 3 of them are making way more than that. So why on earth am I scrimping and saving over about $150 for something that's going to give me so many positives? It is worth the premium price for me. Now, I spoke about this a minute ago, but I want to give it its own mention as well, and it's the easiness of doing any migrations. So like I say, I've got 5 blogs and I want to move them all to WPX. That's not a simple process. I work in technical support, so this should be the kind of thing that I find quite easy. But because I'm not working in WordPress technical support, it's not something I've experienced before, I still find it quite daunting. I can assure you that with WPX, it is really easy. You just give them a few basic details, they'll go away and they'll do it for you. They make no fuss about it, there was no pressure, it was a really simple process. Now, a lot of hosting providers won't do that for free. WPX do. Some of the hosting providers that do it for free will only do it for one site. WPX don't. They'll do it for all of your sites. So whatever you want to move to WPX, they'll take care of that for you. There's no time limit. I can move one now, I can move one in a month. It's an easy process that they do quickly and efficiently. Lastly, I want to talk about one of the biggest considerations out there, and that is security. Now, I don't know about you, but have you ever had your WordPress site hacked? I have. I was a little bit lapsed with updating my plugins, and one of the social share plugins that I was using on one of my sites got hacked. It was infected, they got a backdoor into my site, and they ruined it. They ranked my site for Ukrainian football live streaming, car parts, and porn within about 3 days. It just got hammered. I mean, it was nice that I got so much traffic, but it wasn't the traffic that I wanted. They absolutely riddled that site beyond compare, and it was all down to my laziness and maintenance of these plugins. I didn't even need to contact my hosting because they contacted me. They sent me a nice polite email that said, basically, your site's infected, so we've took it offline and you can't get back into it unless you do this, this and this. And I had to jump through all these hoops just to see if it was worth trying to salvage. The damage was widespread and I gave up on that site. Luckily, it was a fairly new site and there wasn't that much content on there. But imagine you've been building your blog for 2, 3, 4 years, maybe longer. You've got all that content and you get infected, you got a virus on there. You're going to want to sort that out. You're going to want to get your content back. Now, WPX have lots of security features. They go all in with protecting your site and their infrastructure. They've got free SSL certificates, they've got free scanning, they've got all the things that run in the background that you don't need to see. They also recommend various plugins that you can install, but the main thing they will do is if your site gets hacked, they will assist you. They're not going to leave you, they're going to leave you hanging. They want you back on, they want to show that excellent customer service again. So they've got a policy in there that if your site gets hacked, they will assist you in removing it and cleaning up your site. You can't ask for much more than that. And for someone who's been there and done it and lost an entire site, that was definitely one of the things that I was considering when I was moving to a new WordPress web hosting provider. So time will tell whether WPX is the best choice for me, and ultimately whether it is the best web hosting for WordPress provider that's out there. They tick lots of the boxes, whether it's support, speed, security, they're 3 of the biggest factors when I'm looking for a WordPress provider. Yes, I did get sweaty palms and squirm a little bit when I put my credit card details in, but that was only because it was much more than what I paid before. Ultimately, I'm looking for a premium service that I'm happy to pay a premium price for, a bit like all of the other people I know that are making serious money through blogging. So if you're thinking of changing web hosting providers and WPX is one that you're considering, but like me, you're a little bit worried about that migration process, stay tuned because I'm going to put a video on the screen next and I'm going to put a link in the description and it's going to show you how easy that migration process was for me. I've got some screen recordings and I'm going to let you know exactly why you shouldn't be worried about migrating to a new provider. So links below and I'll see you on the next video.